Hello guys! So today I thought I'll be doing a video talking about how I live my best life in my 20s. Before I start, I would like to say that living the best life is really individually unique, and living your best life is your very own version. So I hope that my videos empower people to find out your very own version of your best life and not live according to how other people's version of best lives look like. So to me, living a best life means that I'm fulfilled, I know what my purpose is, and I live every day knowing that I'm happy and I won't regret if I live the world the next day. And also I'm healthy and I know myself and I'm taking care of my inner and mental health. The first thing that I started to do is to take care of myself. For me, taking care of myself is knowing what suits me, like for example, knowing what shampoo works well for me and knowing what state I'm at and knowing which phase I'm at. Knowing myself thoroughly from in and out. This is taking care of yourself to me, because you're not comparing yourself with people and you're not following up trends all the time. You're not keeping up with the next big thing, but you know what works for you best and you stay grounded at your own pace. Just are very contented with yourself, even though you are an ambitious person. Like for me, I'm someone who set goals for myself a lot and I have a lot of things that I want to accomplish, but I also know that I'm not in a rush to do it and I take my own pace, and I'm still very contented at where I'm at in the process, even though I'm not still at the goals that I have for myself. The second thing that I've learned is to always stay true to yourself. Staying true to yourself really means that set boundaries for yourself and you know what is good for you and you know what is not, and you don't settle for less because you know that you are worthy of the life that you deserve. You just stay true to yourself even when people tell you things like, oh, what you want is not correct, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, and you get affected by what people say. Staying true to myself means that I know for a fact that whatever I want is serving me in ways that other people don't. So even if people disagree with what I think, I'm okay with it because I know that I'm me and I'm living out the version of myself that I want versus what other people want me to live out. I don't find it a problem when other people disagree with me because I allow that they have their own thoughts, and I also allow myself that I have my own life to live. The next thing is I started to really work on self-reflection and self-development. I only started to really work on my self-growth journey these few years. I really started to connect with myself and I started to really work on my weaknesses. I started to find strength in myself to improve and become a better version of myself these few years, because I realized that that is the biggest thing that I always needed, and I thought that I had to have people to love me. I thought that I needed to have things to fulfill me, until I realized that it all really stems from your inner self. When you are feeling your own void every day, you will feel the less need for people and things to please you anymore. And I stopped being a people pleaser. Taking care of your inner self and this self-growth journey just really means that you are being very aware and conscious of your habits, your patterns, and you know what's serving you and you know what's not. Next tip that I have to really live out my best self in my years of living more and more is to be okay to make mistakes, but also have the courage to really acknowledge that you made a mistake and try to be better out of the things that you go through and not let them define you. This is also one of the things that I really struggled with in my past years, because I'm someone who has such high expectations of myself. So every time I try to be a perfectionist or every time I try to be this best version of myself, I would be very hard on myself because I didn't allow myself to make mistakes, and I'll be like, oh shit, I should have said that, and then I will spend 1 week having these inner conflicts with myself at, oh, I shouldn't have, what if. I spend a lot of time thinking of things that I could have done and things that I shouldn't have done, but I keep dwelling on it and I don't have a healthy system of just, you know what, I see it and I move on. So now I have this new belief system that I've already channeled into my body that I'm not gonna spend time just dwelling on the same things over and over again. Instead of overthinking, I reconstruct my mind and tell you know what, we're not gonna be overthinking anymore. We're gonna be looking at this possibility or opportunity that we have out of my mistakes, out of the things that I'm not happy with myself. I think of how I can do better, and I just strive on to the next goal of being better and work on this version of myself that I'm at. So when you start to really action instead of dwell, you start to really have plans for yourself and set goals for yourself and really actualize these things instead of just staying in your lane and comfort zone and thinking, no, I suck, no, I'm really bad at this, no, I'm never gonna succeed. But you actually do your thing and you actually work on what's gonna bring you to a more successful self. You're just going to feel more confident and empowered, because even if you don't end up achieving this goal that you thought that you wanted to, or you don't end up being this version of yourself, at least in this process, you're going to discover yourself more. And when you start to discover yourself more, you're going to bound to love yourself more, because you understand yourself so much more now. You just stop agonizing yourself and you're able to find the strength and courage to move on. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is something that I've started to prioritize a lot, is my sleep schedule. I started to really sleep early. I stopped surfing the internet at midnight, and I started to program myself to sleep early and wake up early, so I know that I have more energy for the next day, and I know that I'm taking care of my body, because your body needs to rest. It needs to regenerate new cells and possibilities into your system. I think that sleeping is such an important thing for me now. So that's why I stopped drinking, I stopped going on nights out. I really just prioritize my mental health and my body number one. And a lot of people, they have such high expectations of their bodies, and they always complain that they don't have good hair, they don't have good skin, they don't have a good immune system, when they're not doing what it takes to feed it the good things. I stopped drinking alcohol because I realized that it doesn't bring me any contribution in my life. I don't need that momentary dopamine to create happiness in my everyday life, when I know that I am at my best state and I'm taking care of my body, my soul. And now that I've grown out of these phases that I used to be at, I'm just here to tell you guys that it is okay to experience and enjoy a certain phase of yourself, but it's also important to bring yourself out. Don't let yourself keep repeating cycles, but have the belief that you are able to bring yourself out of toxic cycles. If you realize that this hasn't been working out for you, force yourself to start a new habit and cycle. I often share on my videos and my journey on how I slowly changed my belief and my mindsets, and the things that I do to work on my self-development to get myself to where I'm at today. And if I can do it, so can you. I used to have the worst skin, I used to have the worst hair, and I used to just be really unhappy and depressed, and look at me now. I'm so happy, aligned with myself, and all these things don't just come from nothing. I wasn't born like this, but I programmed myself to be this version of myself, because I know that to live the life that I want, I need to have all these traits. The only person that can really bring you out of situations, your old version or your current version, is yourself. I often talk about all these things because I want to empower you guys to know that it is definitely possible to live your dream life and to manifest who you want to be, if you make the effort to do it, and if you believe in yourself enough and you actually do what it takes to make you healthy and nourished and fulfilled. I really am very grateful and appreciative that you guys watch my videos and I'm able to share my journey, and I hope to connect with you guys more in my comments and in my next content to come. See you guys soon. Bye.